Record. Let's go. What's up, you sexy animals? The Nobody's Podcast is brought to you by Hi Octane Training. 2014 is weeks away, and failing to plan your fitness goals is planning to fail. Don't let another year go by feeling down about your health. Hi Octane Training offers one-on-one personal training, boot camp programs, and guest-led yoga classes, as well as healthy eating plans. Bring the motivation. Hi Octane Training will deliver the confidence and the body you deserve. Check out our website, thenobodies.com, and click on the Hi Octane Training link for more. It's cold outside, and the Nobody's Podcast is heating up. Strap it on and crank it up. It's showtime.
Cue the music.
There must be some kind of way out of here. Say that jump into the beat.
Yeah, Jimmy, make that guitar scream. What's good, everybody? Welcome back. He's Nelson.
And he's Neil.
We're the Nobody's Podcast. 12. Yeah, episode 12.
Episode 12.
The Dirty Dozen.
TheNobodies.com. Spelled K-N-O-W, people. History in the making.
That's right. Bringing you the news and the controversy and all the other jokes that come along with it. So what's good and what's going on out there, everybody? We want to kick it off with some news. Something interesting that pops up here. And I think you might be a little bit surprised. iTunes listeners, iTunes downloaders. The one and only Beyonce maybe not leaked an album, but
she released it, right?
Yeah, she released an album, but had no marketing or advertising at all. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I heard about this. 17 songs and 17 videos.
And you want to hear what kind of a success that it's made?
600,000 downloads the first couple days or something like that?
Yeah, it's tremendous. Here, in just 3 days, the self-titled recording logged more than 617,000 downloads.
Oh, crap.
Also, the company announced that the album sales are 828,000. It's set to be number one in over 100 countries.
How would you like to do that, eh? Just like release an album, don't tell anybody about it, and it's like a huge success.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just thinking,
the record labels must be freaking out.
How can you do that? What a gutsy move to have no marketing and bam! Was there rumors about this at all?
No, I didn't hear anything about it.
Incredible, but
it's just ego, man.
How much? Yeah.
Beyonce's like, I'm going to name my kid Blue or whatever the hell she named the kid, and I'm going to release an album, see what happens.
This is, I guess it reads here, Beyonce has guaranteed herself the number one slot, a fifth consecutive debut for her. Does that mean her last couple albums also were first? As a debut?
I guess that's what it sounds like.
That's incredible. I mean, but as a debut album, I her work speaks for itself. Going back to Destiny's Child,
she's
right?
Huge, but it's just how does obviously people are actively searching for this woman all the time to come upon it,
right?
For it to just pop up and people see it. But
so how do you keep it hush hush?
iTunes had to have had her album on the front page, though.
Sure,
you know what I mean. So
sure,
it wasn't just it was hidden somewhere.
Yeah,
guaranteed iTunes is pushing it up because they know it's going to download and they're going to make money off of it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So really, iTunes did the marketing for her.
It's got to be there. I don't believe that it's totally hidden.
No,
who can tell? Now it's after the fact, right? We weren't exactly looking for it.
I wouldn't be looking for Beyonce's albums. I'm sorry, Beyonce.
Yeah, but she's got another joint with Jay-Z, so we'll be on the lookout for that.
Jay-Z, who's retired 14 times.
Yeah, exactly. Aren't artists better off when they say they're retired, but they keep dropping hits?
That's like the Who, man. I don't remember how many tax evasion reunion tours they had. They must have owed taxes or something, man.
They're brilliant when it comes to creating anticipation, 1,000%. Yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
I'm still upset about Jay-Z and Beyonce shutting down the hospital when their kid was born. Because one of the fathers who was having a kid didn't get to see his child born because they
that's
let him
right.
in.
Oh, you remember that, don't you?
Oh, it still hurts.
That's crazy.
It still angers me inside. I was asleep over that shit one day, man.
I feel bad that we didn't get to cover that at that time. That's funny. And, the whole thing about the Kanye and Kim Kardashian baby. What do you think about that name, Northwest?
It's a total PR thing, and They're using the kid.
I'm wondering if
it's a public
stars,
scam.
Yeah, who do that with the names incorporate the baby names, and if those aren't really their identities. You know what I mean?
It's a corporation?
Yeah, I think there's got to be some kind of tax benefit. This sounds screwed up.
I think Kanye's looking to release an airline company.
Really?
Northwest Airlines.
Well, yeah, he wouldn't. Yeah, he's going to come up with the same name.
Yeah. And he's going to say, screw you, it's my baby name.
I feel like they open these corporations or something, probably get a tax benefit, all while keeping the baby anonymous. You know what I mean? So when they grow up, you don't really know their name. Anything that goes in the news, they can capitalize and get money on or whatever they got to do.
I think they try to, like, out the other celebrity, like, out...
like originality.
Out-compete, yeah. Because who started it? Wasn't it... the guy from Clay, or whatever the hell that band's called, Coldplay.
Yeah.
Didn't they name their kid Apple or something?
Yeah, Apple.
I think that started the dummy celebrity name.
It seems like it. We should look that up. Go ahead, rhyme off some other ones that you know.
Who was the other one?
Celeb.
Blue Ivy? Or is that's Beyonce,
Beyonce
right?
And Jay-Z's.
Yeah, like what is that? Blue Ivy, Apple, and Northwest?
Yep.
Like those poor children, they're going to go to school and freaking... I mean, they're celebrities, so probably not. But if can you imagine if we were named something like that? We'd get beat up every day. Celebrity ridiculous baby names.
Yeah, Arthur Ashe, the great tennis player from the U.S., I believe he died of AIDS. He named his daughter Camera.
Camera, nice.
Is that right? Am I reading this right?
Yeah, you are.
Erykah Badu, I think she has a kid with Andre 3000. Her daughter's name is Puma. Okay, here we go. Do the Beckhams, please.
Oh, my God. Okay, Brooklyn's not too bad.
Yeah, that's good.
Soccer player / Spice Girl. So we got Brooklyn as a son, Romeo as a son. Where's Juliet? No Juliet.
No Juliet.
Cruz as a son. Look, their names get dumber as they get more. Harper, 7. So they started off with Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Which was a normal name. Then they got a little risque with Romeo.
Right.
Then they went with Cruz, which should probably be a last name. And then they came up with Harper 7? What is that a first name or is that a first name and a middle name?
You know what? Something funny. If you read the book Freakonomics, there is a section there where they talk about parents naming their kids by... Well, they even do a study like by demographics, like the types of names that these parents are giving them.
Oh my God.
And then there is one in particular, like a lower income bracket. The top baby name for girls is Brittany.
Okay.
Quite often after Britney Spears.
Oh, it's after Britney Spears?
Yeah, that was
right.
the huge one. I think a Michael Jordan one is huge. Jordan.
Okay.
You see that all the time. And then they base it against like these high income folks with higher education.
Really?
And the names are just like, noble, royalty, nobility.
Really?
Yeah, like they just have
like really Socrates or something? How come everybody's named their kids Socrates?
Well, that's the thing. That's the point of their study is that they looked into it and they discussed what the parents' beliefs were with respect to the name. Like if they named their kid Destiny, were they really like obligated or destined to have the ideal life? But it turns out that has nothing to do with it. Obviously,
sorry, like some celebrities gonna name their kids like Tree Hugger or something.
Yeah, it's fucking incredible.
This is funny. Adele and Simon, whoever the hell he is, but he's a philanthropist as an occupation. How can you be a philanthropist as an occupation? That's something you do after you make loads of money. Yeah, but you can't just be a philanthropist unless.
He earned his money the old-fashioned way.
What did he do first? That's what I want to know.
He inherited it.
Yeah, I want to know what he did, and not what he's doing now. So Angelo made the list. That's not weird. So I don't know why that's on the list.
But are these single names?
Piper Maru?
Unbelievable. That's
Gillian
Anderson from the X-Files.
Yeah. So check this one out. This one kills me. So Nicolas Cage and whoever Elise Kimmer is, I guess they're actors.
Yeah.
Well, I know Nicolas Cage is there.
Oh my God.
Look at what they named their kid. Kal-El. Also known as Superman's birth name.
That's ballsy.
Holy shit. They named their kid Superman.
That's hilarious. And Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes, Surrey, you just know these kids are more popular than important people in the world that actually have legitimate jobs and
that is sad.
Barbara Hershey and David Carradine have a son named Free, F-R-E-E.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah, that's insane. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm through with this. I can't look at it anymore.
Makes you sick, doesn't it?
Just so you guys know that the destiny, your child's future is not set out by the name that you give them, and it's just
it's too bad because that would be an easy way to do it.
I honestly think they do it to protect their identity.
I would name my kid Rich.
How do we forget this one? Michael Jackson named his son Blanket.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Cotton or silk? Like what kind? Oh my God, are you serious? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So
no, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Put a blanket over the kid's head when they took photography.
And they called him Blanket. Yeah.
Oh my God. That sounds like a joke because of what happened.
Hey, you know what? They're free to do whatever they want.
I wonder if he changed the name halfway through, like after that incident happened, then he changed the name.
I've always felt that when I was watching the ESPN documentary by Billy Corben, Broke.
Yep.
And you see these athletes make mega millions and then they can't manage it and then they start getting in trouble with the law. I always felt that when someone had piles of money thrown in front of them, mind you, they worked hard for it, right?
Yeah.
And they had no teachings or self-management or the right people around them to support them. They did things that were uncharacteristic of people that were able to keep the money. But I thought that I've always felt that they probably live life like no one could tell them what they could do.
Yeah.
So then they start doing all this crazy stuff, and there's a certain level of acceptance, I think, once you get to that, and so you got to keep it in perspective. But you see these guys getting arrested time and again and again and again. It's just insane.
The NFL has got a ton of arrests. What was it, 39 players or something in the off-season got arrested?
Oh, at least, right?
So they need to just extend the NFL season and everything will be fine. The crime rate in the States will go down.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it's that competitive spirit, they're just bored out of their minds.
But who's going to tell an athlete or an actor not to spend money on whatever? Their business manager is going to get paid a percentage of what they're earning anyways. So, he's probably worried about getting fired if he...
it's in their interest to go with what they want to do, right? So they're surrounded by a bunch of yes men and yes women, right?
Exactly.
Insane. But I think in the previous podcast we did talk about musicians' earnings, and I misspoke where I really didn't know. I thought that it was easier at this time for musicians to make money than it was in the past. But the reality, I think, is the money's made in the tours now. And it's not necessarily on the sales, because ever since Metallica
and it used to be the other way.
Yeah, Metallica had the big suit against Napster.
Yeah.
And royalties, protecting the interests and the royalties and so on. Now the artists have to travel and do a lot of concerts to make the big money.
I would look at it as it's easier now for the record label to be profitable because they don't have to distribute. They don't have to print all of the CDs like they used to.
And not as much money gets to the artist in that sense.
It never did, really.
Oh, okay. Right.
In the music industry, if you were earning $1 from every album, that was on the high end.
Okay.
So if you're in a 5-piece band, you're getting 25 cents for every album sold.
And that's cut between you and your bandmates.
Yeah. But that's
plus your agent. Plus
that's after. Yeah. So
after.
Whoever there's stories of Backstreet Boys. They're selling out stadiums, right? And they're $600,000 in debt. And you think, how is that possible?
Yeah, how is that possible?
Well, because the band manager takes money off the top, and we're talking they take off of gross, not off of the net.
Right.
And then you got the booking agent that takes off the top. Then the artist is the one who has to pay for the crew.
Okay.
And the lighting system, all that stuff, right?
Right.
The hotels, everything comes out of the artist's paycheck.
Right.
So, but after they pay everybody, the artist is left with nothing.
Right, and then you add that on layers and layers of talent and competition. It's just crazy.
Then, so you got your tour bus, you got all of the expenses. Who was it? Tony Braxton claimed filed for bankruptcy. Mm-hmm. TLC filed for bankruptcy. Mm-hmm. These are mega artists, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you sign a shitty record deal to begin with,
right,
and a shitty management deal, You're behind the eight ball. That's why Backstreet Boys sued their manager.
Right.
Because the manager actually wrote himself in to the contract as a band member.
He did?
Yeah, so he was getting paid.
Oh, my gosh.
So he was getting paid his percentage as a manager plus his percentage as a band member.
No kidding.
Yeah, so he was making like 50%.
Yeah.
Just himself.
Which I guess...
And now the man's in jail for being a pedophile.
That's why he went to jail. It wasn't because of the stuff he pulled on the Backstreet Boys?
No, man. It was because he was a pedophile.
He's a big dude, right?
Yeah, Lou Pearlman.
Oh, Lou Pearlman. Oh, man.
Big freaking
Look at him balling out with the Rolls-Royce picture here on Google.
Exactly.
That's crazy. Now, I heard as well that when it comes to the politics of making a record, the label makes most of the money, especially on the first album, and the artist doesn't really make money until they release, if they get the opportunity, a second, a third, a fourth. Right. Is that true too? Do you know?
Yeah. So how it works is they usually sign for one album,
right,
and then like 2 or 3 is at the record label's option, right? Mm-hmm. So they usually give you an advance if you're lucky to get an advance,
right?
But then what gets taken off of that, like you don't get money in addition to that advance because they basically finance the album. Like they'll pay for the album, they'll pay for the music video.
Okay,
but it's kind of like a debt. Like, we won't pay you back until that album recoups the music video we paid for and the production of the album. So if you're like, if you spend $500,000 making an album and a music video, and your album only makes $100,000, you don't make any more money because they already give you the advance.
So you're topped out.
You're basically in debt to the record label.
Oh man!
Until your album recoups the expenses that the record label put out.
So it's not like these guys need to be spending the advance as soon as they get it.
No, and that's the thing people don't understand. They'll go out and spend all of their advance money thinking in 6 months when this album's released, we're going to get paid again. No, that doesn't work that way.
That's hilarious.
But the other thing, too, is the record label's taking on all the risk, right?
Right, exactly.
Like, who's lending the record label the money to front a band, all of this money? And it's something ridiculous, like for every 30 albums released, only one is profitable.
Right. Yeah.
Which then pays for the 30 garbage albums, right? And, But to me, it's like, are you a professional record label representative? If you have to sign that many acts, you don't know what you're doing. That's how I look at it. Like, I mean, I can hear a band in 30 seconds, and I can tell you if they have potential or not.
Well, you probably have the ear for it, I guess, right?
Well, that's what I like to think. Anyways, I remember I used to intern at a fifth major record label that is no longer in existence right now, and I knew that record label wasn't going to last because they were signing garbage acts that you could tell by the bio photo that the act wasn't going to go anywhere. It was so bad.
Oh, tremendous! Well, I'll tell you what. I think you and I might have found a little loophole in this whole thing, and that is to become the one-man band. So I want to ask you this. Have you seen this guy on YouTube? Complete YouTube sensation. The guy's name is Mike Tompkins. He's been at it for a couple years. The first video I ever saw of him was Chris Brown's song Forever.
Okay.
And what this guy does is he's a professional singer, beatboxer. He can play every instrument. And what he does is he records each instrument individually, and then he'll put them in unison, sync it together, and play one video with all of them together. So he's the band, the backup, the vocals. And let's just give you like a little... In the spirit of the Christmas season, this song's called Christmas Rush. I don't think I've ever heard it, but...
Is it his own song?
I'm not sure.
You know who he reminds me of? The lead singer of Headbeat.
Yes.
So annoying, both of them. I couldn't watch... So this guy has 1.1 million subscribers.
Right.
Of 65 videos. So every video he has over like 1 million views.
Yeah.
But I couldn't watch 10 seconds of this video. He's annoying as hell.
The funny thing is, you're kind of annoyed at watching...
all the head movements.
All the movements. But the thing is, you won't see how valuable it is if you didn't know that he did every single piece. Because these songs are pretty insignificant.
Well, but... And what he's doing is cool, but I think it would be better if he didn't have the annoying head movements.
Right.
And I could focus more on what he's actually doing than these ridiculous movements.
Yeah, he makes the weird expressions as he's doing it. So,
like, have you noticed, whatever reason, the weirdest band member is always a bass player? They're always the most annoying person to watch on stage. If the guy is annoying, it's the bass player.
That's hilarious.
Or like I can't watch like certain bands because of like Coldplay is a perfect example.
The same actually in football holds true for the kicker.
Oh, really?
The kicker is always isolated, like he does his own thing. He doesn't really practice with the like doesn't fit in with the offense or defense.
Oh, yeah.
He practices on his own. He kicks the ball, goes get the ball again, and then sets it up. He just really plays catch with himself. And they don't
even hire him a guy to bring
they don't even give him a buddy. If there's a backup kicker, then maybe that dude will help you out. But he's the loneliest guy on the team. He's the most isolated, and typically, it has to go hand in hand. They're usually the weirdest guys on the team.
Oh, that's so funny.
Or maybe they're just too smart and can't relate to the jocks.
We should bring on a guest like kicker for like Master University or something.
Speaking of university, because it's exam time for a bunch of you, and I hated exam time. I really looked at the schedule every year, and I hoped that my holidays would start sooner than later. I'm like, just like looking at the schedule, like, I don't want to. And a couple of times I got screwed by having exams on the last day.
Why did they do that though? Why did they plan exams around holidays? Like to just ruin it. I remember when I was a kid, we used to do public speeches. Did you have to do that in elementary school?
We did have them, yes.
Oh, my God. And they booked it around Christmas time or March break. I could never remember what it was. But I remember spending my entire time off writing this goddamn 3-minute speech that I had to memorize.
They did it with a due date after the holiday?
Yeah, those fucks. Wow. Like, I couldn't believe it. For all of elementary.
They know how to tie you up for the holidays.
Like, screw you. The teachers aren't freaking writing shit when they're at home. They're enjoying their time off.
But the teachers want to have you know that they're doing stuff the whole time on their holidays. Of course, their weekends, their nights, right?
Somebody I know went on vacation just now and brought their son with them.
Okay.
And they got calls, like nasty calls from their teachers saying that you can't just pull your kid out of high school for a week. And I'm thinking, do you ever...
Oh, really?
Would a week ever... I've never ever had that call. In high school.
They said you can't take your kid out?
Well, they said it's not a good idea. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. That's why they already have time off. You shouldn't be giving them extra time off in between, blah,
blah, blah. They don't think you already know that?
Like, and I'm thinking, like...
Some things can't... you can't help them.
But I remember kids having, like, 20 days off from school, like, not showing up and still getting credits. Like, I told you that story about my...
I finished up.
Oasis English class?
Yeah.
What's a week? Like, what's 5 days in high school? In grade 9, too. He's in grade 9.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was saying to her, like, just... bring your kid. Like, tell the teachers to back off.
Add that to the fact that they can't fail you anymore. So
yeah, and then there's that.
So they gave her a hard time, eh?
Yeah, and she was like all stressed out. I'm like, you're naive. And if I got a call like that from a teacher, I'd be like, I think you need to back off and mind your own business.
Hey, let's remember who's paying who here.
Exactly.
You think this? We don't pay tuition here, but
but we pay taxes,
property tax,
and I think those taxes pay that damn salary of yours.
I'm just really surprised that someone would call from the school and preface it by saying, yeah, you can have the time, but you realize what you're doing. I'm like, yeah, I think I know what I'm doing.
Are you kidding me? Well, she was all
she wouldn't be calling, figuring this stuff out around that.
She was giving them a story about, like, how that's the first kid that she's had in high school, and she didn't know. And I'm like, what are you being apologetic to these people for?
Yeah.
Like, they're just trying to be high and mighty.
And yeah, that's what I was just going to say. It could be just wanted to bully her around and get the whole... I feel remorseful for taking my kid out.
Yeah, that's what they wanted to hear. And she's like, we're not deadbeat parents. So I'm like, what is this woman even trying to explain to a teacher? Like,
mind your own business.
That's what I would have said. I would have been like, I'm going to write to your freaking superintendent. That's what I'm going to do.
The world-famous and renowned school, Harvard University, known for producing geniuses, had a little bit of controversy today.
Oh, yeah?
The students had to return back to writing exams in the various parts of the campus. There was a bomb threat scare at the university, and it turns out later on the Harvard University Police Department did confirm that it was just a hoax.
Oh, wow.
Or at least they speculated, really, that it was a hoax at the end of the day and nothing was...
Somebody didn't want to write their exam, eh?
Yeah, exactly. And then they start off the article with, the title, Harvard University students evacuated. And then midway to 3/4 of the way down, then they go, was it a hoax? You should put that right at the top.
Somebody needed extra study time.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy shit, that's
someone
awesome.
definitely called it in and, was trying to get, like, maybe a bell curve pass or something, or, you know what I mean? Have you ever had that, like, where someone at your school pulled the fire alarm or something to time out on a test or something?
No, I've never had that. You?
I haven't, but the funny thing is when I was at McMaster University studying and we had exams, a number of kids would fake being sick in the middle of the exam. We'd have it in the gym. Well, because there was always this rumor going along that supposedly if you faked sick or if you threw up, they let you go home.
Okay.
Because they're not going to have you there if you throw up.
But you still have to write the test on another day.
No, you don't. Supposedly,
no way.
This other students trying to mess with me.
Give you a bye.
They try to tell you that you get like a B average on the test.
No way.
Would you not be like gagging yourself?
I wouldn't even try that. Or
you would never write an exam.
Are you kidding me? I'd like take a dump on the desk.
That's a perfect reason to get like totally hammered the night before.
I know.
Show up hungover.
Puke all over the desk.
Yeah, exactly.
No, there's no way that's true. Everybody would be doing it.
Another Ivy League school not too long ago, Yale University, was also locked down for about 6 hours, they say here, because there was a report of an armed man. That's another one. The guy could have
Zuckerberg was walking through.
A guy had his hand in his pockets making like the gun symbol with his finger. Yeah. And then there was another one.
It turns out he was just
like a fire alarm. Yeah, like a fire alarm was pulled. But they say here there's been about like 130 occasions or so of lockdowns of schools in the States. So
really?
it's a very regular occurrence.
So is this a growing thing, or it's always been this way?
It's all. What they should say is it's always been this way around exam time.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's so funny. So I watched we had a bit of a snowstorm here a couple days back. We spent the whole weekend basically shoveling our ways out of our houses, and
those plows need to come up with a better system, and instead of blocking in your driveway.
Yeah, isn't that the most annoying thing?
What's up with that? Your street here, there was cars that were like still boxed in.
Boxed in, exactly. Like you spend your morning shoveling out, you're breaking your back to clear it out. And then they come in and the snowplows box you back in, and that stuff's harder.
I know.
It's heavier. It's higher than what you were doing.
Oh, man. My mother said that she stood on the edge of her driveway and yelled at the one guy driving by.
They don't care.
He drove away from
did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. If you can time it right. But I know some of them show up like early morning, right? And when there's no traffic.
Yeah.
And no one can yell at them, basically.
Well, I blocked Sandra's driveway in from the side, but I still had to like undig myself a little bit.
Yeah,
but it wasn't as bad.
It's just ridiculous
because they had to because I was parked on the edge. They had to keep their distance, otherwise they would like drive over my car, right? So in the end, you end up getting a little bit more lenient.
The stuff that we put up with here, and it always brings to mind that you really want to move somewhere where there's no snow.
Oh, I've been saying that as older as I get, the less patience I have for Canadian weather, man. Right. I'm telling you, our bones are too brittle for this.
But there's got to be something to be said for experiencing all the weathers. All the seasons, excuse me.
Once in my life,
right,
is enough.
Okay, once. Now you're a veteran of each season now, right?
I tell you, because being Portuguese, even though I was born in Canada, my blood is still the
warm blood.
The warm blood, right? So it's like
telling me
my blood doesn't know that I was born in Canada. My blood knows that 2 Portuguese people gave birth to me. That's what my blood knows.
Well, I wanted to say that while we were locked up inside, I threw on a couple movies, and one of them was Gravity. It's the new
Sandra
Bullock and George Clooney flick.
Yeah. What'd you think? Awkward pause.
Okay, I mean, I don't even know how to
Bill Burr thought it was awesome. He thought Sandra Bullock did an awesome job.
Yeah, I mean, she's a terrific actress. Clooney was, being Clooney.
I don't know how much of her screaming in the middle of the universe.
Have you seen the trailer, anyways?
I've seen it.
Okay, I mean, what was your impression of it? And then I'll
It's like photo booth in space.
Pretty much.
One person carrying a whole movie. It's tough.
It's
You probably get motion sickness too from it. No?
Yeah, what a lot of people don't enjoy when they're watching a movie like this, and I'll take it back to Tom Hanks and his performance in Castaway.
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie, but
there are a bunch of moments where the actor or actress is just, alone and by themselves, and there's no dialogue. And I think that makes a lot of people uncomfortable now. They always have background music, tempo music, tone music.
Well, they're setting the tone, right? For
Absolutely.
Is that what happened in Gravity too?
Well, there are moments like this one that we're watching in the trailer where she breaks off the beginning. They're doing a fix, and basically there's a meteor shower that occurs, and then she breaks off, and she is just out of control. I forgot what you call this when you're spinning a tailspin. Yeah. She's in a tailspin. Her oxygen gets low, and she's out there and she starts floating for quite a while.
And she probably doesn't have a clue where she is to swim back to.
Yeah, and she expresses the panic really good. I mean, she talks to the radio station back to Houston, the space, spaceship, headquarter, and she's not getting any reply and this and that, but. I don't know. It was.
But isn't this one of those movies where you know how it ends, anyways? She's going to be saved and returned.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
I haven't even seen
what kind of movie can you have if they all die?
Yeah, what should happen is Sandra Bullock should freaking never be found again.
Right.
And that's it. No. That would be the spin.
And there's got to be as part of this playbook. I mean, she's a woman that is so brilliant enough to become an astronaut and an engineer, and she has a family back home, but the family doesn't really mean anything to her.
Okay.
And guess what happens by the end of it?
Oh.
Family's everything. I gotta get back. I gotta reconnect with this person. Yeah, exactly. As far as the effects and stuff, pretty neat, but it didn't... movies like this, alien type stuff, outer space, really doesn't catch my attention.
There was a movie I saw over the weekend or something, and I said to while I'm watching it, I'm like, well, those two are going to end up together because they absolutely hated each other when they first met.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, so at the end of the movie, they're going to be together. I forget what movie it was, but that's exactly what happened at the end. It's like, come on, man, you guys gotta.
So you're getting good at figuring out.
Shit, man. Sometimes I even know what the next line's going to be, and I'll joke and say, I wrote this movie. Usually I'm wrong, but sometimes I joke and say, oh, this is what they're going to say next, right?
I love it.
It's funny when you get it right, and it's like, yeah, I wrote this movie.
Yeah, it's like starting to follow a script, basically.
Yeah. What other movies did you watch? It's just the one, or?
I had one downloaded for a bit, and I kept it even with the theme, and I say that confidently now, when I tell you I don't like the space stuff, the alien stuff.
Right.
So...
You were trying to confirm?
I was confirmed, so I forced the issue, and I also watched After Earth, Will Smith and Jaden Smith. Okay?
No, you didn't.
I tried to give it a shot.
Why would you do that?
Because I wanted to see the special effects.
I think you're fucking with us, that movie.
I didn't care much for the plot line. I wanted to see the special effects.
I think Will Smith and Jaden Pinkett Smith, or whatever the hell his name is.
Will Jr.
I think he's fucking with us, those guys.
How do you mean?
They're playing games with us. They're like, we're going to get these people to watch us, and we're just, joking around with you guys. First of all, he comes out with I Am Legend. It's just him.
This is now
it's I Am Legend plus my son.
This is I Am Legend in space, basically.
It's I Am Legend plus my little son.
Yes, it was. Absolutely.
And the sequel is going to be I Am Legend plus my son and my daughter.
I'm like, there's a sequel. Here I am. I better believe it. I have figured it out now, thanks to Nelson.
God.
Yeah, but
this is like Star Trek with two people.
I have.
Oh, look.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, his father is a world-renowned, or they've abandoned Earth. Earth is, the resources are gone. It's been taken over by monsters, whatever.
Yeah, and this kid's a shit disturber, right?
His dad has this special ability not to become afraid, and he therefore can beat the monsters kung fu style, no problem.
Oh, well.
His son is trying to prove himself in the cadets. His son's not quite making it. He, one time, just before he retires, takes his son on a trip with him.
Yeah.
There's an explosion. They end up on Earth, and basically Will Smith is too injured, so Jaden has to save the day. And it's a lot of overacting. I don't want to steal Jaden's ability and so on.
Come on.
But,
that kid... I've watched this kid in interviews and stuff, and he's like, if it wasn't for his dad, who would he be?
And, well, here's the thing with my history going back, a lot of my friends know this. We have an inside joke that with me and Will Smith, like, he doesn't really impress me.
Yeah.
But he does just enough that, you know, I still watch his movies. Okay, and let me explain myself. I never really felt like Will Smith was an exceptional actor.
Yeah.
I always had this kind of resentment that I felt like he was the token chosen black male chosen in every film.
Yeah.
And then that's why they plugged him into Men in Black, I Am Legend, I, Robot. What else has he done? Like Independence Day, right? Like, you know, they plugged him in. Like, why couldn't it have been like Jamie Foxx? Why couldn't it have been different African American actors in every single one? Right? But I feel like he was the chosen one.
He had a better agent.
I guess so. But, like, is he not?
He was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, that's why.
But I just never really felt like he was, like representative of, like, a strong black actor. And they always get thrust in. And then he starts doing stuff like Pursuit of Happiness.
I like Pursuit of Happiness.
I love that movie.
7 was decent.
7. Muhammad Ali, I felt I couldn't watch. Ali was the Ali one that he did. I couldn't finish it.
No.
And what was the one, 7 Pounds?
7 Pounds, I think.
That had horrible reviews.
I kind of
didn't mind it.
But I think my favorite Will Smith one has got to be Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
But other than that, I would agree. And how would you like to be DJ Jazzy Jeff in that relationship?
Who fell behind?
You know what I mean?
Well, he wasn't the chosen one.
He's in Kitchener DJing. One night, and
he's got to be close to 50.
Angela from freaking The Edge goes to like watch him DJ for the night. Like, fuck, man. But he produced the Will Smith albums, did he not? I hope.
Yeah.
Because, shit, at least he got his money from that.
Well, he has at least the 2 albums come to mind. The one with Parents Just Don't Understand.
Yeah, so he did produce, right?
And what was the other one with Getting Jiggy With It?
Oh, right? That was a horrible song.
Well, anyways, right or wrong, okay, chime in with your thoughts, guys, but I've always felt like he was just the chosen one. He always did the mega movies. You know what I mean? Like, they pumped him.
But then wouldn't Denzel have been the chosen one? But he's really good.
No, but... like,
Denzel can act.
You notice he does certain kind of films. Denzel transcends that, right? Like, Denzel does multiple roles. I think.
Although, how many times does Denzel say "my man" in all this movies?
Yeah, you see stuff. Bad Boys, the Bad Boys franchise.
Oh God!
Right? I'm just like, how can one guy get all these flicks? But he, it's not like his talent really warrants it. So I don't
think he has good acting chops.
I don't really either. And then because of the fact that he repeats like the charming guy with the same roles and everything. Yeah, I was like, come on, do I gotta watch this again?
But here's the thing: with all actors, how many of them actually are a different
person?
Role? Like Vince Vaughn is the same guy in every movie he makes. Judd or whatever the hell is Paul Rudd.
Owen Wilson.
Wilson's the same guy in every movie. Like. There's only a few actors.
Will Ferrell does quite a bit. Yeah,
there's only a few actors that are actually a different character. Like Johnny Depp is like fucking completely different. Yeah. From one movie to the next.
I'd put Denzel in that, even though you catch glimpses of the same thing.
You do catch glimpses of the same same character, but it's not as bad. I would agree. But some of those guys, it's like every freaking movie. Like, I could be an actor then. I could just play myself in every movie
thing over.
and play say that line as if I would in real life. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I don't need to pretend that I'm a freaking whoever.
Right. No, I get what you're saying.
To be an actor.
Okay, let's take a look then at the top grossing actors and actresses. Actually, maybe all.
Shit. How's The Rock up there?
I don't know. Yeah, I know The Rock.
Jesus Christ. Dwayne Johnson.
It's that Fast and the Furious franchise.
That's the 2013 top actors, eh?
Another thing was I once watched Will Smith interview, and he talked about doing research with his agent. And Will Smith. Okay. Will Smith and his agent identified that the top 10 movies of all time, 7 out of 10 were like sci-fi alien flicks, E.T., Star Trek, whatever, Star Wars. So that's why he went on this rant of like Men in Black.
So he was strategically doing that?
Yeah, and I'm like, come on, this is so fabricated, man.
He knew. He knew. He did market research to go after roles.
They told him, "Will, you're doing fucking..."
But isn't that like selling out then? Like, is he a true actor then? If all he did was go after the big roles, he's not really an artist then, is he?
Well, let's put it this way: quantity over quality. Okay, like you're saying, like he's just going for like the bucks. Is that what you're saying?
Well, like.
Bang out 100 films and make the money instead of doing 10 terrific films that are award-winning.
Like, I don't care about my craft. I'm just going to care about the paycheck. Mm-hmm. Which, fine. All the power to you, because that's your thing. But, I mean, to actually say that is kind of weak. I would never say that if that was my thing. Like, if I'm like, whatever, I'm going to write a puppy Justin Bieber song. Even though I can't stand the man. Fine. Well, you know what? I'm going to do that. But I wouldn't go outright and say I'm going to deliberately do that.
And do this. Well, you know what? Then that goes to show you're right. There's a conspiracy within that. That they figured out, what roles and what types of movies make the money. And they just plugged it in and put it on repeat.
Oh, that's so weak.
Okay, top paid actors in 2013. Jennifer Aniston and...
I'm not surprised by that.
Adam Sandler.
I'm surprised by that. Adam Sandler?
They said Adam was the top overpaid actor, yeah.
Well, Jennifer Aniston's another one that's the same character in every movie. Mm-hmm. Only, like, she just has different abs. No.
Have you seen the movie We're the Millers?
Yeah, I saw it on the weekend,
It's hilarious.
It's pretty
what
funny.
Did you think about it?
I liked it.
Yeah. And what's the other fellow's name? Jason Sudeikis. He's funny. Yeah, I think he's a really talented writer. And
did he write that movie?
I'm sure he had some input.
That's cool.
I'll take a look into it. But he was on Saturday Night Live for a couple of years, right?
Oh, okay.
Sudeikis, yeah.
Yeah, he was.
And I want to know why on Saturday Night Live it's just so
many of them.
Yeah, they've had great success, but I watched their sketch comedy and I'm like, for years, it's just like...
It used to be better, though.
It did. It's changed over time, hasn't it? You can tell there's a politics in that whole thing, right?
Yeah. Well, a lot of them, like, their characters from SNL have become movie characters. Like, have become movies, too, right? They're the exact same characters. So that's a big thing.
I think there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of writers. And, when you fight over what's going to go on screen, they're just going to, and maybe certain writers get the green card and then the other ones have to sit back.
Favoritism?
But, man, it's a competitive field.
Remember in Living Color?
In Living Color, yeah.
Yeah. One of those, one of the younger Wayans brothers said that Damon wouldn't let them on unless they wrote their own stuff and it had to be good.
Really?
That's why they was it Damon Wayans? Mm-hmm. But it turned out that they had the best characters. The guys that had to write their own shit.
Damon wasn't allowed to go on.
No, I think who was the oldest? Damon was the oldest. No, Keenan.
Yeah.
So Keenan was the producer of that, right?
Right.
So he wouldn't let I think it was the two youngest brothers. He wouldn't let them on.
Oh, unless they wrote Sean and Marlon.
Yeah. Unless they wrote their own shit, but they would all write together. All the other people would write together. But right?
That's hilarious.
So he didn't give them a free pass.
Yeah.
So it's just funny that.
But what do you think about that? That makes sense, doesn't it?
Sure.
You don't want to just give them a pass.
It makes good TV, material.
Right? And then they went on to basically do their own films.
Yeah.
White Chicks.
Yeah.
What else? Like those scary movie ones.
Yeah, scary. The parody of a freaking horror flick.
It's hilarious. I was out in Montreal with a good friend of ours, Richard, for his bachelor party, and we went to a pretty happening club, and they were there, but they kind of went in through the back door. They didn't really have bottle service.
Oh, no way.
They left through the back, but no one was hounding them. You knew who they were, right? But no one was really giving them the time of day, and they're trying to check out other bars. So I guess they were. I don't know if they were looking for the attention, and they're funny. Let's scram, let's try it elsewhere. But
they should have just left through the front then.
Exactly. Yeah, there was no need for any of that. You know what I mean? They had no red velvet ropes tying them off or anything.
They had to wait in line to get in.
Now I'm sure if Keenan or Damon showed up.
Yeah. So look at this. You're on Wikipedia right now. Yeah. Have you noticed this? They didn't always used to have this big banner across the top.
Around donation time, I've seen it.
Really?
What is this one for, though? Is
It's
this
donation.
for them, or is it for the...
No, it's for them.
Hurricane
No,
effort?
it's for them.
You've never seen that before?
Not for Wikipedia. I know they live off of donations, but I've never seen a big banner across the top.
Oh, no, this is new to me. I have never seen
it's donations for Wikipedia.
The credit card and the PayPal stuff.
But even that, like the big banner saying, like, we need to survive kind of thing.
I've seen that before.
Really?
Yeah, I have. Oh. They'll talk about, like, being, like, third biggest...
yeah, that's what they're doing.
Internet...
Do you think they're doing that because, like, donations are low right now?
Yeah, I'm sure they're always low. I always question that. You know, when you see public TV and public programming...
Yeah, PBS.
And then they reach out to you.
They're selling stuffed up animals for $100. That's their profit.
But what about the rest of the programming and everything? Like,
there's no commercials on PBS.
Right. Well, like, all the... like, how do they pay for that? Right? And how do they pay to run all this? I think that they rarely get enough from the donations. It's got to come.
No, but that's how Wikipedia survives, on donations.
That's insane.
Isn't that crazy? That's a business model right there.
Yeah, for lack of better understanding, I don't know how these places work because I want to. I'm
Twitter's
thinking,
a perfect example.
Most people don't donate. Would you agree?
A buddy of mine actually donates to this.
That's great.
I don't.
Unfortunately, I don't either. But do I use it? Yes, liberally.
Sometimes. I mean, I kind of get tired of relying on Wikipedia for all my information, so I try to look at
Sure, you're going to look at different sources.
But
isn't it funny how you take it, verbatim, like, as the truth now when you go to Wikipedia?
I know.
Meanwhile, I mean, anybody can go in here and
write it.
Who
was it that was saying that they, like, make Wikipedia pages on their buddies and shit, just talk shit about them?
Seriously?
Yeah, I forget what that was. They were telling me. Well, I heard it somewhere.
There's regulators, aren't there? That they didn't just let you.
Yeah, it got fixed. But basically, they would write shit and then, like, tell the guy, like, "Oh, look, you got a Wikipedia page. Go check it out."
Yeah,
and it's just talking shit about the guy. That's like the best
so I
thing.
guess that's what ruined it because you can't just have a Wikipedia page now, right? You have to have a certain level of, popularity or.
I don't know what the criteria is to make one.
That's hilarious.
But if it's just anybody, we better get one going.
Yeah, no kidding. No, I know Brian Redman, who partners with opened up Joe Rogan Experience podcast.
Right.
He's been lobbying, and I don't know. It's funny. He goes, "I must have like screwed around with one of the co-owners of Wikipedia's girlfriends or something because they won't let him have a page."
Why?
People are lobbying. Like,
why? Did they make him take it down?
I don't know. Like they just
that's weird.
Yeah, and he's made some like serious contributions. Like he's got a Twitter page. He has all the social media.
Yeah,
but you won't find him. Like even Joe Rogan Experience. Like the podcast has a Wikipedia, but they won't do an entry for
why
Redman.
Is that? That's so
I don't know. So I think they started like a little lobby to get Redman a Wikipedia page.
That's interesting. I wonder what this story is.
Yeah, he runs the Death Squad channel, and they've got loads of podcasts with great comics. So it's funny how he can't make the cut, right? Like, so how are we going to make the cut? Right? We're the nobodies,
but we haven't asked anyone's girlfriends.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you don't know that. Yeah, exactly.
I would write to the guy and say, "Did I like?" I don't remember going to Silicon Valley ever. So. But like what you're saying about the monetization, like with Twitter, like how does it survive? There's no advertisement. Like now it's going public, but so did it just survive on venture capital injection? Had to have been.
I don't know. Like I can't even remember when Facebook even was incepted. Like when they.
But Facebook survived on ads from like day one, not from day one.
Did they do it from day one?
No, when they released that, like Justin Timberlake gave them the idea. It was Justin Timberlake's idea.
Oh gosh.
No, but they were in the beginning they didn't know quite what it was going to be, so they were like the one guy was going after banner ads, but he wasn't being successful. Right. And then Justin Timberlake's character, the guy inventor of Napster.
Oh yeah, Sean Parker.
That's it. Right. Sean Parker was saying, "You're better with names than I am." He was saying that, you know...
Well, I remember the movie. So.
Yeah, you don't quite know what it is yet, so it's too early to put ads on it, right?
Right.
Zuckerberg was getting all horny over that, because that's what he thought. But then, so they ended up going with the way Google makes money is pay-per-click ads. That's how Google makes money. So it's the same thing with Facebook.
So what about like Instagram and Vine and all these like?
I wish I knew, man. Those blow my mind. I bet you it's venture capital injection. Has to be. How are you going to pay staff to do the marketing and all that stuff?
But what do they get out of it though?
When it goes public one day, they have ownership.
Oh, then they
get their payout, right?
Right.
I forget. Some guy was telling me that there's something like 60,000 startups. Like 1 in every 60,000 startups are profitable.
Wow. That's the percentage?
That's ridiculous. So we only hear about the wins, right?
Yeah, exactly. But, so you think it's more frequent than
it
actually is.
There's the venture capitalists are losing their shirt all the time. Right. But then when the one hits, it's like...
Oh my God, the percentage is so low.
Yeah, but when one hits, it hits huge, like 14 billion. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
Oh God.
Let me kick this off. Hold on, let's throw the music up. Forward report.
I heard this version where they replaced it with Rob Ford instead of Tom Ford.
You did?
I finally heard it.
Radio station?
Yeah.
Okay, right on. Okay, Rob Ford report.
This is leading into my question. How is Rob Ford and Justin Bieber both Canadian? That's what I want to know. Like, it's bad enough we have one embarrassment. We have to have 2 mega embarrassments. Jesus Christ. I don't know.
I was going to say we can end that one right now. They were both born here.
But what are the chances? And they're both alive at the same time.
Oh, man. Like, once you achieve a certain level of stardom, no one can tell you what to do.
No, I know. But that Justin Bieber, fuck.
It's when you put too much value in the things that you've done. And that will always outweigh the crap that you can do.
I think Usher needs to slap him out. Usher needs to slap him or something.
Well, Usher makes money every time
he speaks.
And I think celebrities, they've got to do those things to always draw the attention back to them.
But he's the kid who freaking drives his Ferrari up his block and then like pisses off the NFL player who's like living in his there. And the NFLer will go up to his house and knock on the door, and he won't come to the door.
Right.
Coward.
This is just a minor happening. Basically, the headline is Rob Ford dances away his demons with a choir at a Toronto church. Oh my God!
No way, was that real? Was that a joke?
Yeah.
No, but like
for real.
Did he go there to dance away his demons?
I have no. Oh, I don't know.
Journalist,
I don't know. It's hilarious. I have no clue. But looks like with the reality show already playing out in City Hall for the world to see, Toronto Mayor Rob Ford's latest video sensation may serve as an audition for Dancing with the Stars. Yeah. So Ford was filmed shaking his hips at a gospel choir at a Toronto church Sunday, making headlines in the U.S. and likely serving up more fodder for late-night comedy shows. So Toronto Church of God is where he was.
Is he the only white guy in that whole crowd?
It seems like it. The choir is all black singers.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, it's a gospel church, right?
Yeah. That's insane. He's sweating now. Look at his shirt.
Oh,
went from light. God. Yeah, there's a picture of him with a couple of the members of the choir.
Half of his shirt is light blue, and the other half is
indigo blue.
It's like glowing in the dark.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. So right on. That's the latest on Rob Ford. I guess he's kind of keeping his head low. There's nothing.
Head low.
Well, there's nothing incriminating about.
Well, no, I'm not saying there's anything bad with that. No, that's not where I'm going at all. But
he's so strategic.
So why is that making headlines then?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Like, why can't go to a church and dance like at a gospel church?
Is it because of the irony? Like, you know.
Well, what would be ironic though?
You want to question?
Is it because then it becomes
because of all the stuff? No. Because of the bad stuff that he's done. Now he wants to associate with the church. You know what I mean? Like, is he doing it as a ploy? You know, change your opinion of me.
I don't know.
I'm church going Rob Ford
here's
now.
A question: if he showed up at a Catholic church, would anybody be talking about it?
Or is it because no cameras, no choir there? So what are you going to catch him doing?
Yeah, praying to the cross, reading the freaking.
Pretty boring this week on the Ford report. But hey, you know what? We got something.
I thought you were going to play a video of him. Like
I thought the video would have it, but it doesn't seem to come up there. So, anyways, that's your latest chime in on Mayor Rob Ford.
Oh God!
All right, keep doing some good things. You know.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Keep losing your power. I hope he gets reelected.
I think he will.
I think he will too. That's the fight.
I wish I knew his approval rating.
It's probably
that would just
85.
be insane. But he's done some good things, right?
Yeah, so I hear. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like he'll have you believe it. But
a lot of people say that. I mean, I don't know. Is that a myth?
You know, we should
stats.
honest to God, actually do some research there and figure out exactly what he's done. Have you guys seen the YouTube Rewind videos? I think they started them last year. Let's get it going here.
What is a YouTube Rewind?
What it is it's basically a mashup of all the hot songs.
The top ones?
Yeah.
Oh, songs or like
songs, videos,
okay.
And then they'll wrap it in together and do a mashup of all the hot songs from this year. And I believe they had one last year as well.
But is that YouTube themselves doing it?
I'm not. Yeah, I think so.
Oh, it is too.
But you'll
YouTube Spotlight, yeah.
Yeah, you'll see some guys like the Laughing Goats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the guys from the guys from Montreal. They do Epic Mealtime. Have you ever seen that? I'm going to show you that.
I have seen Epic Mealtime.
But it's pretty cool. They do spoofs of the songs, and they copy out the blurred lines. Video.
Good old Alan Thicke.
Wrecking Ball with Miley Cyrus.
She's hotter. The girl playing Miley Cyrus is hotter than Miley Cyrus.
Do you recognize her? Is she?
No.
Yeah, some of them are people that, like DeFranco.
Okay.
They'll pull guys like that to do the funny stuff in here and do the spoofs. So it's kind of like sketch comedy with hot songs of the year. Yeah, exactly. But it's pretty neat.
Oh, and that's the guy from... they're doing a spoof on the freaking Girlfriend song. What is that song?
Girlfriend?
No, that's not Girlfriend.
But
they didn't have to cut me off. It's like the biggest song in history. One hit wonder. More.
Oh, when did it come out?
I forget what the hell.
Just recently? That's
it probably gives you a credit of who's there.
Yeah. There's a credit of the music and also the actors here.
So they do one every year? I've never even seen it.
Oh yeah, that girl that did the Wrecking Crew is Jenna Marbles. She's got a big time YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm recognizing that.
So
Gotcha. That band.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that.
That guy made an appearance here in that video just now.
Oh, okay.
Somebody that I used to know. That's the song that couldn't come to mind.
Okay, number one. We talked about that a couple podcasts ago.
Good old Google.
That's hilarious.
Google came to the rescue.
Okay, so check it out. YouTube Rewind. What does 2013 say? And it's basically a mashup of all the hottest songs you're going to hear. Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke. Can't Hold Us by Macklemore. Get Lucky by Daft Punk. Your favorite Gentleman and Harlem Shake.
Harlem Shake.
You know what Harlem Shake?
Harlem Shake's my favorite. I was actually at a wedding party and we did the Harlem Shake.
Did you really?
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. Actually, it's funny. I did damage in the Harlem Shake. I accidentally elbowed my girlfriend in the back of the head. During one, I actually hit the groom in the face too.
No,
during
were you going wild?
Oh, I was going nuts. No, I wasn't hammered. It was during the photography.
That's funny.
Freaking right after the church.
Oh, so you did it as part of the picture taking?
Picture taking, yeah.
Or you did it when they introduced you at the hall?
So during the picture taking. So the photographer and the videographer worked together.
Right.
So they coordinated it.
Right.
So one guy, some were taking photos while the other guy was filming.
Oh, that's funny.
So it's pretty funny.
Those turn out, I don't want to say believe it or not. I don't think it's hard to believe that the candid pictures usually turn out better than...
Oh, for sure.
Right?
100%.
Stage, traditional...
Yeah, we didn't do
this
any
person beside that person. Cool. Yeah, I think they're so cool, and there's some really talented photographers. Yeah. I'd love to bring one on. We're going to bring one on.
Yeah, we should, because that's the new thing, is not doing the traditional anymore.
Bring them on, get their take. I'd love to hear some Bridezilla, Groomzilla stories.
Well, the funny thing is the group did a pose for one of them, one of the first things, and the photographer was like, "Don't do that. That's so gay. Don't do that." He's like, "Oh my god!" Yeah, so it's so funny. He's like ripping up the guy. He's like, "You know what other pose is stupid that everybody wants to do?" And then he's like showing all these examples. So these guys were pretty funny, actually. They even did. You know how you do the photo of they put the cake in your face, like the cutting of the cake.
Yeah,
and you always shove the cake in your partner's face.
Right.
So they did a cake cutting photo, but they were in the photo themselves.
Oh, no kidding.
So you got the bride and groom feeding the photographer's cake. So it's funny. These guys are cool.
Those things are always fun. Yeah, 1,000%. That's hilarious. When was this wedding?
4 months ago now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, so it's still fresh size.
It's always crazy when there's winter weddings. It just seems so cold.
This was like the dead of summer.
Okay,
July or
and
something.
those ones have got to be uncomfortable too. It's like you're sweating. It's crazy.
It was hot. Like it was hot.
I find being part of a wedding party, like you're not eating until like way late.
I know.
You're following the crowd. You're going along with the, the picture taking, the church.
I know.
It's just insane.
It's a lot of work to be in a wedding party. I think
a lot of people like to pass on them.
I've never said no in my life, but I'm seriously considering it the next time I get asked.
Well, there's a question. Can you say no?
I've never said no. And I don't know anybody who has said no, but I know of like disasters midway, and then they have like a falling out.
Where they ask them not to be in it.
And then,
no
fall
kidding.
out or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like, who was it? Actually, a buddy of mine, they had a fight. I think the one girl stole from their house or something when they were visiting some shit.
No.
And they never proved who it was, but they suspected it was her. So they like fought over it, and then they ended up not being in the wedding party.
That's terrible.
So they ended up kicking out the guy too that was dating them. But the last minute shuffle sucks, eh? If like half of the bridal party is out, and you gotta like pair somebody up.
Yeah.
Because then you're like the second.
Oh,
you're like the last thought. You know what I mean? Like
I can't believe I just heard that.
I had to get switched around with somebody because the one guy was complaining because he didn't want to be with the girl.
Really?
Yeah, the girl was like, he was saying that she was overweight and ugly and butchy and stuff. So like they switched me.
That's terrible.
With his partner.
No way.
Yeah. So it's like,
who's the nerve to say that kind of thing?
I know. Like I can't believe. Like first of all, kick the guy out of the wedding party for being a jack.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, he was badmouthing the woman, the bride's sister. He was saying that she was overweight, and it was her sister. It's like, what are you doing?
He did it on purpose. He planted that seed. He wanted to get out of it.
Yeah. So the whole time that day, I'm thinking, because of this fucking jackass.
That's
his
nuts.
Fucking ego.
Yeah. That's crazy. Now, I've got a work party coming up this Friday.
Yeah.
Going to a pretty nice hall. It used to be a train station, and it's a big one. Yeah. The thing is, like, when you put like 300-400 people in there, it doesn't seem that.
It's not that big, yeah.
Because it's enormous. It used to be like a train station.
Yeah.
The weird thing is,
they shot the X-Men in that.
Did they really?
Yeah.
No kidding.
The one where what's the transporter dude? The lizard guy.
Statham?
No.
Transporter. Jason Statham from Transporter?
No.
Oh, like I don't know comic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, characters.
I forget what his name, but he's
I'm screwed.
He's in a character who can teleport. Not transport. Fuck.
Okay.
He can teleport.
Well, you said transporter, so I'm not that messed up. Okay.
Yeah, so that was shot there, and there's a scene where Magneto shows up and he like lifts up all these cars.
Oh, no kidding.
That was outside of this place you're talking about.
Oh, they didn't do anything inside.
No, they did too. Yeah,
they did.
It was like a huge fighting scene in that. In that train station.
Oh, cool. Yes.
They made it look like it was a New York station.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah. Oh, nice. The funny thing is, it might be ideal for a movie, but it's weird because they have the bar outside of the hall.
Oh, really?
Which is a bit of a walk, right? Like it's just they don't have the bar inside where the dining area is.
Okay.
At all, like there's nothing close by.
That's
I mean,
weird.
Aside from the wine.
So they get away with only having one license guy for 3 events going.
Yeah, exactly.
So how does that work? If they get married,
rooms. You got to go outside.
But then I'm not going
out of your hall and then go into the. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? They won't let you do your own licensing there. I remember now looking into that place for a buddy of mine.
Yeah.
Because I was his best man, so we went together for that stuff.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let you do your own thing, so that's probably why.
Well, that's why. Yeah, they tie you to it.
So they make all the money on
They basically have one bar. It's kind of like the old ticket window of the train station, and they might have like 3 rooms, 3 weddings going on, like 2 tiny ones.
So
and then
you got to wait in line for another jackass's.
Yeah, and the thing is, half of the hall that you're in. The room is usually cleared out because everybody's trying to get drinks, so they're like in the foyer, mingling the whole time. Yeah. So it takes forever to get served. It takes do the presentation, the speeches, and all that. Yeah, it's been every year we go to this place, but it's great. Like I mean, and it's funny the people I work with, they go hard. I guess they're depressed all year, and then they drink like crazy at the work party,
too, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I was going to ask you. Do you guys have a work party?
We don't, and I'm so happy because the last.
I thought you'd be disappointed.
No, you know what? Usually, I'm completely different partying with coworkers at a work function.
Absolutely.
Than partying with coworkers outside, like a work function. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like we have a yoga at work. And there's no way I would ever do yoga with my coworkers.
How do you mean? Like they bring someone in, you do it there?
Yeah, exactly. So, like, the last thing I want to do is, like, go into a downward dog with my coworker beside me and then work with her and be all sweaty and stuff, right?
Right.
And then I won't, like, dance with coworkers either unless I'm, like, completely, like, forced into it. So, the Christmas party, I'm so happy that this company doesn't do it. Because I don't have to come up with an excuse every year why I can't go.
That's
you know
funny.
What I mean?
Yeah, that's good. Is this the first place you've ever worked at that didn't have a Christmas party?
Yes, and I'm so happy.
The funny thing is, where I've worked before, they had trouble getting people to go to the Christmas parties.
Oh, really?
Right? But
so did they still have them, though?
They still have them, yeah.
Like, you know what I say is, like, put that money into the bonus.
Yeah, sure.
You know, give me an extra.
And if people that actually want to be together can get together and
that's
go
what
on
we're
the
doing.
road. Yeah.
On Friday,
So
a bunch of us are getting together for
You're gonna go
drinks and like
have dinner. Or
it'll
something.
be like a clubby type, not clubby, but there'll be music. So anybody wants to be the only one on the dance floor, you know that couple. I love those. The ones that are the first on the dance floor always crack me up because they're either like totally hammered or they're like the worst dancers but think that they're good dancers, and you just watch these people and you're like, how do you have the balls to be the only one on the dance floor right now?
That's funny. Okay, I want to do this because I just checked it out. For those of you also going to your work parties, because they're going to happen actually before and after Christmas, right? Like they're happening after now.
In January. Or some are happening in
November. Yeah, just to make it work out.
Just let it go. Just give it up. Don't have
Do you need it that bad? Okay.
Just give me the extra money you're spending on the party.
Google search, do's and don'ts of office Christmas parties. Number 1, stay away from office gossip. Makes 1,000% sense. But you could become the gossip depending on what you do at the party.
Depending on how many drink tickets they give you.
So rule number 1, it could trump anything.
You know why they're not doing Christmas parties too? It's because how many people get hammered at these things and drive home drunk, right?
Number 2, don't drink too much. Yeah, exactly. Because anything can happen. People do silly
and
things.
And then you're the one who gets sued because... Like, I totally would do that. I'd be like, if I drove home drunk from a party and they were giving out free booze, guess who I'm going to blame? My employer. Because I don't want to work there anyway.
Okay, number 3, dress appropriately. This is funny because...
I got to tell you a story about that. Oh, my God.
Okay, tell me.
Yeah, so first of all, I'll tell you 2 stories. One year, I got so inebriated that I, like, fucking passed out at the desk, at the table. And like freaking
at a work party?
Yeah, and puke there. It was so embarrassing. And to this day, I won't drink the way I ever did. Like that day, was the last time I drank like that.
Okay.
There might have been one other day since then, but oh my God, how embarrassing that was. So don't fucking puke at your Christmas party. Thank God I was only in my teens at the time it happened. Number 2, there was one time where I was going to go to a Christmas party, and the girl that I asked to come with me, she used to wear this outfit that I always thought, wow, like he looks so like fucking hoorish and slutty in this. Not that, you know,
that's why I doesn't
whatever. I'm not trying to say that you know.
It's hard for a guy to look bad, like dress.
Well, because you don't have a lot of options.
Yeah, exactly.
But there was this outfit. She had thigh-high white leather boots, like wedge, like high. And she used to wear this blue short skirt, right? And she was hot. Anyways, but she had like curves and everything, right? So I asked her one year, and I forgot. I told her it's formal, right?
And that's formal to her.
And the funny thing is, I thought in my head, I really hope she doesn't show up in this outfit. It's the one outfit I don't want her to show up in. Oh my God!
And you can't ask her.
No,
not do
and she showed up at my door because she was in town already for something else. So I'm sitting there at the door. She was like an hour late. And she opens up the door, and I thought, oh my God, she's wearing that fucking outfit. So I actually didn't end up showing up at the Christmas party because I couldn't face my coworkers showing up with this girl the way she was dressed, eh? So I made up an excuse. I'm like,
we're already late.
Yeah, like we're already late. The dinner's over.
She was probably trying so hard to put something nice on, and she's like, I'll go to my go-to.
Yeah, so that's what she did. So I ended up coming up with some story to let's do something else.
You're already late.
Blah, blah, blah. And oh my God, it's so funny.
Number 4, don't trap people into a very long conversation.
What was 3 though? We missed 3, no?
No, we did it. Dress
just
appropriate. Yeah, because you started talking about drinking.
I saw Mr. Mustafa, and I got
you were drinking about. You're talking about drinking.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
After when you went back.
That's
okay, don't trap people into a long conversation. Yeah, I get it, but you know what? If you're gonna get trapped, it's gonna be the people you know are gonna trap you.
Yeah,
and it's usually the ones. And everybody has this, either at work or friends. The people that talk about their problems all day long. Nothing ever changes. Me.
Why anything about it?
Yeah, nothing about it. And then you couldn't hit him in the head with a rock to change what's going on. So
but that's so funny. Try not to hug people 10 or 15 minutes is fine. What are you going to put a time limit on it?
Yeah.
Like, okay, you go.
Your time's up. I'm going to go over there.
Go somewhere else. It's so awkward.
This is a funny one. Don't leave too early.
Oh, man.
Always stay for a reasonable amount of time, especially if there's a sit-down dinner. Leaving may look antisocial or unappreciative.
Oh,
I guess that makes sense. I don't like who really pop in. What's funny about this is, and you and I will even do this. We'll say like, yeah, we'll pop in for like a drink and then we'll take off. Guess what? You're not staying for a drink. You're not staying for an hour. It always ends up way longer.
I know. Because like an hour is not enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you know what the killer is? Saying goodbye is an event all in itself.
Oh, I know.
You can't take off without saying bye to people.
Weddings are like that too when you leave. You got to say bye to all these people that like.
You always follow
the scene in
Yeah, you want to tailgate the people that have the guts to do it first, right?
For sure.
So don't leave too early. Number 6, do attend. Okay, don't say you're going to go and not go.
Yeah, that's
right?
a good one, eh?
Number 7, mingle. Okay, makes sense. This is interesting. Always have one hand free to shake people's hands.
Don't double fist is basically.
So go back to number 2. Don't drink too
yeah,
much.
exactly. Just looks rude if you don't shake hands. Oh, and a head nut is not enough.
Yeah, what if they're disgusting? They got clammy hands. If the party's being hosted by someone at work, bring a gift and send a thank you. Okay, that's nice. Okay. Number 10, don't leave people standing on their own.
See? But that's the 10-15 minutes, man.
Yeah.
Someone's bound to be left alone because some jackass had to leave because you've been talking to him for 15 minutes.
But, like, man, there's people that you don't want to talk to at work, but you have to interact with them. Yeah. And now at the party, you have to interact with them.
So if I see some guy by myself, I gotta be the charity guy? What about the other people who notice the guy standing by himself?
Oh man, this is just crazy. So it's the last week before Christmas, basically.
Oh, thank God.
We got about just a little bit more than 7 days. Still not ready.
I am.
I'm the procrastinator. I'm thinking of doing it the days before.
I'm done, but I cheaped out this time.
You know what? I'm about to make that executive decision. Like you said yesterday, just gonna go cash gifts and that's it.
That's what I'm doing with my nieces and nephews. So. That's 4 gifts I don't have to worry about.
But it's just like I'm so far removed now, I don't know what to do. I'm not good at putting myself in position to be like, if I was like an 8-year-old boy now, what am I interested in? Because there's so much now.
You know what I do, though? I call the parents and I ask them, what are they asking for? Like, what are you talking about, right?
Okay.
And then with like the girlfriend, I just go shopping with her days before.
Right.
And see look at all the shit that she liked but didn't buy.
Right.
Or listen to what she says she wants. Right. The best is when you tell somebody, like, these are the 3 things that I'm going to be buying soon.
Yeah.
And then you hold off for Christmas because you're hoping that they absorb the information.
Right.
And they buy one of those things for you.
And we talked about this.
You son of a bitch. I gave you everything you wanted because I listened.
Everything but what you asked for.
But you didn't give me anything. Like,
you know, another thing that I find doesn't work out is when you set limits.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, we're going to do $50 a piece.
Yeah, right.
This. Like, yeah.
That never works.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the one person goes over the limit, and then you look at the jackass.
Well, and that's why I don't want to be the one that stays under the limit.
Yeah, so you're the enemy. Shit, man, you're the cause of all the heartache.
Oh, man. So, hey, what are you going to do? That's the pressure that the commercialism that Christmas brings. So, anyways, we're good. I think. Well, Dirty Dozen
I want to ask you one
episode.
More thing. We're talking around Christmas time. Whiteman and Anderson are fighting around Christmas time.
Yeah, that's right.
Are they fighting before or after Christmas?
Let's pull it. No, I think it's after. Pretty close to.
Because there's 2 things there. It's shitty to like have to train during Christmas time, Or she needs to like all beat up during Christmas time. You know
UFC 168. Yeah, it's the what's his first name? Chris Weidman. Yeah, is a rematch against Anderson Silva, December 28th.
December 28th. So right after Christmas. So they're gonna open up their gifts and then beat each other.
Weidman is 10-0.
Yeah.
And Silva's now 33-5. Okay, right on. So actually, we didn't get a chance to talk about that because let's just recap. Basically, this is the fight where Anderson got cocky. He started putting his arms down, doing the come hit me kind of thing, the Muhammad Ali kind of deal, and then
caught. It looked so ugly.
Yeah,
just because he was like fucking around, and then he got punched out and hit the ground like. It's like it's what he was known for doing. So when he does it and it works, he's brilliant. And then when he gets caught, now he's a jackass. Like
exactly. Like the kind of like hands down, hit me, and then he got caught. So is that a good thing to do? Like if you're that good, is it excusable? I guess it's never excusable.
But I think he should have known better to like because he was the difference between this time that I noticed was he would do that with other fighters and they would miss.
Right.
He wouldn't get hit.
Right.
But with Weidman, he was getting hit when he was doing
He kept coming forward. Yeah.
So like, and he wasn't really punching back.
Right.
Whereas other times he would like do that and then he would like clip a guy. Right? Where at this, he wasn't punching back. So it's like, was he doing it deliberately? And if he was, then he's like, he defeated himself and then you take away the victory from Weidman.
Right.
Like there's so much like controversy around this shit and so many angles you can...
He can come at it with, yeah, exactly.
So it's too bad that that's how he lost.
Right.
But he did it to himself at the same time.
Absolutely. So you're saying Weidman doesn't get the credit that he deserves for actually beating him, right?
I think that Anderson beat himself. I don't think Weidman beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a shame, but...
It is.
I would rather see if Anderson's going to lose. I'm a big Anderson fan, but if he's going to lose, I want it to be legit.
Right.
But if he's like playing games and loses, he's an idiot.
Yeah, exactly. He seemed like really disengaged after too. Like the speech that he had.
It was like GSP all over again.
Yeah. Like I think what we're seeing is guys at the top of their game, maybe not getting the push that they need anymore, and you know what? They're kind of. I guess they're getting bored with it.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you get bored of just doing like the basic things. Right, you try to spice it up with a little flair.
Well, the other thing I was seeing is Anderson said a lot of times that he wanted to be a part of the big fights, right?
Right.
And he wanted to fight at 205.
Oh, so he didn't feel like this is a big enough fight?
Well, I don't think Dana gave him what he wanted. Like, Anderson kept saying, I want to be a part of the big fights no matter what the weight class is. Mm-hmm. But he kept fighting at 185. Mm-hmm. So Dana didn't give him the super fights that he was looking for. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, he started talking about wanting to fight Frank Mir.
Right.
Anderson Silva.
Right.
So, like, I think he was bored.
I think so.
But now, like, I mean, if he loses again, because this will be interesting to see.
Right.
If he loses again, then there's no excuses.
Sure.
He shouldn't have done what he did anyways, but at the same time...
So what are you expecting?
I'm hoping...
I think he'll come out. He won't be stupid.
I hope he comes out like he did with Rich Franklin.
Okay, which is...
The 2 times he...
Just come, like... Basically, gangbusters.
Yeah, he basically put Franklin in
that was a devastating
a Muay Thai clinch and just broke his nose both times, basically.
Okay, can I shift it to this fight?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So Ronda Rousey and Miesha Tate.
So Ronda Rousey wins in round 1 with an armbar. Like every other freaking time. You can't defend that shit. I don't know why. It's the only thing you have to learn against her.
Is Miesha Tate gonna make it like a challenge or what?
I don't know much about her.
I don't either. Like, I mean...
And then, you know what? I don't know much about Ronda Rousey other than she wins every fight in the first round with an armbar.
By armbar,
then
right.
She was a judo...
And look at the prediction. Rousey submission round 1.
Oh, come on.
So even the prognosticators...
What are you going to say? What
the
else
exact
are you
same thing.
Head kick?
This is funny. We're looking up Bleacher Report UFC 168 main card preview and predictions. And actually, that's funny. The Silva and Weidman one is they predict Weidman to win in a unanimous decision.
That's interesting. So, a lot of people are saying that.
They think Anderson's time is up. And he just signed a 10-fight contract. I mean, he doesn't have to honor it, I suppose.
Is that what it is? Like, does he have an out on that? Well, I mean, he's human.
I mean, I guess he could just say, "I retire, I'm out." Like, he doesn't. What does the UFC lose? They don't have to pay him.
I wouldn't think that he would have signed a big fight contract like that.
Which is interesting between like fighting and, you know, let's say if you're assigned to like a basketball contract, it's not like you can say, nah, I'm out, I'm not, without retiring.
I know.
Right? So, and GSP just this past week said it's going to be an indefinite leave, right? So.
Oh, is that what he's saying now?
Yeah, exactly. So,
so is Dana spouting his mouth again?
I'm sure. I haven't seen a whole lot about it.
I'll tell you one thing. If I continue to watch and listen to Dana White talk his stupid opinions, I will stop watching UFC. Like, he's turning me off of his sport. That's how ridiculous
I know. He's doing such a disservice to the fans by antagonizing himself or trying to antagonize GSP, right?
But even, I mean...
I don't know if this is an ignorant, but it seems like a very American thing to do. Let me make this a Canadian versus an American thing.
Oh, no.
But, GSP had a little bit of a press conference, and basically he wants to go back to a normal lifestyle. He talked about the obsession that great athletes have, from Wayne Gretzky to Michael Jordan to Tiger Woods. And he's like, I'm sure, you know, they had the same focus and drive, and it's really eating away at his personal life. And whatever's going on. Yeah, exactly. And here's the funny thing. Now, here's Johnny Hendricks, who he just beat in the previous fight, is quoted as saying, I don't blame GSP for leaving. I'm not even really sure what that's about.
He's another idiot.
He knew that he was going to have to fight me again, and that might not even be it. He's done some great things in the sport. He's done what he wanted to do, and I don't blame him for leaving. But you know, the whole time is that I wasn't fighting GSP. I was fighting the belt. I want the belt more than anything.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he's actually going to fight. I can't. We'll take a look.
So is he going to be the interim champ then, or is
no? He's got to fight for it,
and then whoever wins is the interim.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, interesting.
We can get
Nick
that.
Diaz.
He turned down a fight
with Condit. What's that about?
And you know what? Condit is not the. I know Hendricks is fighting. Yeah, I know Hendricks is fighting for the belt, but it's not against Condit.
Really?
John Jones also quoted he backs GSP's decision to walk away.
Because John Jones walks away from all his fights, so that person's going to back him up. He wants the attention on GSP now.
Oh, John man. Jones. Yeah. But, that's... Oh, Robbie Lawler.
Oh,
Johnny Hendricks will fight Robbie Lawler for the...
Robbie Lawler
for the title, the vacated title. So we'll see what happens.
Not literally, but... No.
Yeah, but I would have thought it was Carlos Condit. Even Hendricks is also surprised about that.
Okay, so this is another proof that Dana White is a moron, okay? Dana White says that Uriah Faber reminds him of Vitor Belfort. Are you kidding me? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
He's trying to big up Uriah.
Why?
I don't know.
He's got a bigger chin than a freaking head.
Terrible.
He's a horrible fighter. He's got a brutal record. Why? Because he rushed that one guy once?
Yeah.
Like, you cannot compare Uriah Faber to Vitor Belfort. Vitor Belfort has done so much more for the sport in the early days than Uriah Faber will in his whole damn career. God damn. See, I can't.
He's just trying to stir stuff up.
Dana White's going to drive me to not watch UFC, and I'm sure Dana White doesn't give a shit, but I give a shit.
He's made his money. Maybe he's on his way out. Like,
Dana White's got to back off now. He's brought it to the point where it needs to be. Now he's going to... It's not a hooligan sport anymore. He
has made some strong sentiments, and, who knows if he's ticking more than just Nelson off. But funny stuff,
what's your prediction for that fight, Weidman versus Anderson? What do you think's going to happen?
I think Anderson comes back.
You think he's going to do the crazy shit?
I think he fights. It'll be it'll go 5.
You think he's going to do the taunting?
Don't think he'll do the taunting. I think he might. He will. If he's in control, I think he'll toy with him like a little mouse, But Weidman, you got to give him credit. He's got the body, he's got the physical strength, right?
Yeah.
He can stand with them, and he trains properly for Anderson.
Yeah.
He's still the champ. I'm confident that his last experience will help him. But you still got Anderson, who's got 33 to 40 fights, and Weidman 10. Right. He's the champ, and like you said, he lost it himself. It's not like Weidman beat him, bullied him, and damaged the hell out of him.
Right.
So I think Anderson makes a point and comes back, but frankly, does he really need to keep fighting? If the love's not there, leave at the top. Why do you gotta get killed?
That's what I don't understand. Why do you have to go in and fight and make yourself look ridiculous? Because all he did was fuck up his
he's just atoning for that mistake. Yeah, is the only reason left for him to fight then.
So, yeah, it's basically. So I hope. So you're saying decision, 5 rounds? That's what you're predicting?
Yeah.
And you think Weidman or Silva?
Silva.
Okay.
I think he'll atone for the loss for being, not playing it smart. And
here's what I hope happens.
But after that, he should just finish.
This is what I hope happens.
That's the way he fights.
I hope Anderson comes out, annihilates the guy.
Okay.
No games. Like, just go out and fight like freaking like it was your first fight ever in the UFC.
Okay.
Just, like, knock the guy out in the first round.
Right.
And then retire. That's what...
Wow. Yeah, that's true. Because I was going to say, if he does that, everyone's going to expect him to stick around and beat more guys up like that. But that's the point.
Either that or fight at 205.
Just take off.
Don't take 185. Like, just beat the guy and hand in your belt and be like, I'll fight at 205.
Yeah.
And that's it. I don't want the belt anymore. I want to fight at 205.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of the impression that I got from him, too. They didn't want the belt anymore.
Yeah.
And that came after he told Dana that he wanted to be a part of the big fights. Right. And Dana's not going to do that because he doesn't want one guy beating up 2 weight classes.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then you're going to say, well, UFC is a bunch of freaking weaklings. That one guy can take down 2 weight classes.
It's not good. It's not good.
It's not good for business, right?
Well, we'll see December 28th, Saturday. Ronda Rousey, Miesha Tate, and we got Chris Weidman and Anderson Silva. One, at least one outcome is a foregone conclusion.
Armbar in the first round.
It'll be interesting to watch. I love watching the UFC primetimes. Do you watch those? The training sequences? Yeah, I love them.
I'm a big behind-the-scenes guy. I love that shit.
Yeah.
I eat that stuff up.
It's interesting to see how guys train, and I always harp on this. I'm like, the one guy that trains inferior to the other, especially when you watch GSP versus Dan Henderson.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not Dan Henderson. Dan Hardy.
Yeah.
Who else?
BJ Penn was a big one.
Yeah. Yeah, like... BJ Penn's going underwater, running like with the rocks.
Yeah,
GSP's like doing gymnastics and boxing.
It's like Rocky versus fucking Russision, whatever his name was.
BJ Penn is like going surfing and having barbecue after. It's like, come on, I know. I know he's a natural talent,
and then he's like upset that people are giving him heat over the way he trains. Like,
yeah, what? Like nobody trains like GSP, and everybody should be doing that.
I know.
Sharpening every facet of their game, getting the top-notch guys from each discipline, and rocking it out, being a well-rounded... he's the one who brings well-rounded athletes to the fighter. And that's why I get pretty passionate when people say, oh, he doesn't finish.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even appreciate what he does just to do that.
Yeah.
And I think it's harder sometimes to dominate the whole time.
That's like our buddy Chris was not appreciating a
soccer.
long volley, chested down with control. See? You guys don't get it.
Nobody gets it but Nelson. So. Tremendous.
That's awesome.
Right on. Okay, let's wrap this up. Let's wind it down. A Dirty Dozen edition podcast. We're loving bringing it to you guys.
I'm looking forward to Dirty 30.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we should have like 30 guests on it out.
We're going to bring some great guests in the new year. And we're
the next guest will be Chris as well.
Yeah, we've got another Chris coming in.
Not the same Chris.
No, we've got another Chris coming in who's authored 2 books. We're going to follow up with more information. That's going to be our special edition, New Year's edition. That's going to be a tremendous episode.
The drunk podcast.
The drunk cast. And we're also going to have, like I said, Joel from Sweet Sweat Canada and Hi Octane Nutrition to talk about some fitness, because we know that there's you sexy animals out there. Yeah, we all need it. Like I said, 2014 is coming, and he's going to give us some tips and some just really cool outlooks on how to stay on track and do the right thing and just keep you going, right? So I want to end it off. I'm going to throw out my favorite Christmas song here.
Oh,
hey, do you have a favorite Christmas song?
Yeah, none of them.
None of them? You don't like any of them?
I hate Christmas songs, man. You know what I mean? Luckily this year I haven't heard that many, and it's almost over.
Okay.
There were years where like it was October and I was listening.
And you're already hearing them?
And I'm like, son of a bitch.
Well, I'm afraid we have to play one, and we're going to end it off with that.
You're playing the freaky one?
No. I don't know what you're looking at. Anyways, winding it down. The show is coming down to the end. Yeah.
What is that? Oh, Mariah.
So, Mariah. We're going to leave you with Mariah Carey. it's got to be the number one in movies, on the radio. You know it's Christmas time. So
oh my God.
He's Nelson.
And he's Neil.
And we're the Nobodies Podcast signing off. We love you.
See you next week.
See you next week. Ciao.
Oh, damn. Mariah's going to see it for sure. Oh, there's the room.
Okay, good enough. All right, it's going to sue us. I'm like, oh shit, turn it off.